This conference will now be recorded.
Are you throwing that away?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yep. So we're just gonna hit share. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Renville County HRA EDA's Lunch and Learn. We are coming to you live from the big town of Sacred Heart. The siren just went off calling everybody to the dinner table for lunch hour. So thank you all for joining us. We'll give it another moment or so. My cell phone, we'll see what the official time is. We're still a minute or so out. So yeah, so that's where we're sitting. If you were here, lunch would be provided. What is for lunch, guys? Fries, chicken fingers, and toast. Chicken finger basket, it sounds like. So awesome. So just save me one meal. That's all I ask. You know, what can I tell you? So friends, before we get started, I am going to direct everybody to our website, which is renville.com. Today, what we're going to do is go through our Renville County Business Assistance Directory. So you can download that absolutely free of charge. I will pull that up here in a second and show you where to find that if you can't find it already. But the website itself is renville.com. So, alrighty. So what we're doing here today, I don't want to say we're guinea pigs, but this is our first in-person lunch and learn since I believe February of 2020. We canceled March just because, what do we do? And then went online in April. So we're back in person and hybrid. So we know Renville County is a huge piece of territory. What'd you say, Stephanie? 900 square miles? Huge. So we know if you're coming to Sacred Heart today from the city of Fairfax, let's say, you're probably going to want to pack a lunch even to come for lunch, just because it's a long drive. So we appreciate everybody taking this online if it's more convenient for you. So what we're going to do, kids, is to get the ball rolling. I'm Jordan with Renville County Economic Development. Today we're going to talk about grants, loans, and technical assistance for businesses. Again, we're going to go to our website, which is renville.com. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to speak up and or put it in the text box. Stephanie's here, and she'll be monitoring the chat box on your or on the screen as well. So know that that's how that works. I am trying to figure out how to move. Let's see if I move this. There we go, kids. Maybe a little bit. My go-to meeting. Trying to figure out how to go. Well, we're just going to go to renville.com for our business assistance directory. Oh, this site is not secure. I'm not sure why that is. Niched. Okay, we're going to open it in a different thing. We'll open that in www.renville.com. It opened up in Google Chrome. Okay, so off to, you might want to put yours on. Back, sorry. So if you go off to the left, maybe it's me. Oh, it's me. Okay, I turned it off. I turned my volume off too. So if you got a question, even if you announce it, make sure, or you got your volume off, Steph? Okay, then I'll turn mine on for feedback. Okay, there we go. So off to the left is on our website is this little box with various portals and directories to us. And for businesses, we've got our business assistance. You see that when you hover your mouse over for business, slide over for business assistance, you click on that one, and it says Renville County Business Assistance Directory. So I will tell you what you see today may be totally different, or I shouldn't say totally different, but maybe updated in the weeks or months to come. We find out about new programs from time to time. Literally working on a project this morning, found out about a new program, lending program that may be able to help. So we'll be updating that. So again, as we learn things new, we will be updating this. So check back often. Again, for the folks here, I'm going to read through it. For those of you that are online, you can either watch the screen or download the video, whatever works best for you. So again, here Renville County, we serve 27 townships and 10 cities. The first part of this is different lenders. So I think today we'll start in the beginning and work our way down. So when you put together a financing package, no two financing packages are the same. Yeah, I've been doing economic development 15, pushing 20 years. For folks to know, when you're going in for a business loan, it is totally different than going in for a home mortgage. Many folks have a home mortgage. You know, you print off your pay stubs, you print off your taxes, you bring some of that stuff in. They take a look at that, and that's how they use it. Business, slightly different. They're going to want to see a business plan. You know, I had one person come in, what am I pre-approved for? Just like when you're going to buy a house, you go in the bank says, hey, you're pre-approved for $250,000 or whatever the number is. You can basically go shopping. Totally separate, totally different type situation. So when you go out and you find a lender, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this too, typically on a financing package, you have a bank on board. And there's a variety of gap lenders that we're going to go through here, but they're typically going to tell you, we want to see a bank on board. Most of us are government, nonprofit, whatever the situation is. We're public sector. We're not private sector. We don't want to compete with the private sector. So we're typically there to help. Where private sector ends, that's where we pick up that gap in between what you've got for money, what the bank can do, or credit union, and then we're that little piece in between. So just know that that's kind of how those deals are structured. And I should mention this too. Don't worry about writing all this down. Don't worry about memorizing this. If you've got a project and want to talk financing, just give us a call. We're happy to visit with you. We do this all the time. Chat with you, find out more about your project, and help try to structure a deal for you to make your project happen. So as we go through this, lenders, again, this is more of a familiarization thing rather than, oh, I need to learn everything about it. So the first thing is Renville County HRA EDA. We have a loan program that can serve businesses in Renville County, all across the county, all cities, all townships. It matters not where you are located. We do gap financing. Our typical loan in the range of 50, maybe up to 75,000, maybe a skosh more, just depending on what the specific situation is. We of course like to look at, you know, the credit worthiness of the project, how good of a project it's going to be, but we also like to look at tax base. Are you going to grow the tax base, build a new building? Of course, jobs is a huge thing too. Are you going to create jobs? Not only jobs, but good paying jobs that folks can live on. So those are things that we want to see. Most of the economic development folks that we're going to talk through here are in the same boat. So know that, you know, that's one thing we look at. The next organization down the list is the Mid-Minnesota Regional Development Commission. They're technically a local unit of government. They're officed in Willmar, but they cover all of Renville County as well as Candy, Ojai, Meeker, and McLeod counties. And they do gap lending as well. I should also mention that many of these lenders here play well with others. Everybody plays nice. You know, if there's a gap on a project, let's say it's $100,000. Well, that's a little bit more than what we're normally comfortable with. You know, maybe we pull another lender or two in and we put together a gap that works well for everybody. So know that we can structure that deal. The third one is the Southwest Initiative Foundation. While they're officed in Hutchinson, one of their lenders, hey, good morning. One of their lenders lives in Montevideo, their vice president of economic development, and he is absolutely awesome for stopping in. And again, in today's world, you can do most of this kind of stuff online, over the telephone, whatever, as well for meetings. But they do gap lending. They've got a little bit larger loan pool, can do a slightly larger loan than us, but know that they play ball with us very nicely as well. The next group is the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development, or DEED. Little known fact, the state of Minnesota has a loan program that can help with projects. It depends on what type of project you're doing. They typically don't get so involved in retail. They're more focused on manufacturing type projects, but know that they can play ball with you. They can do loans. They can do forgivable loans. If it's going to be a forgivable one, it's a lot smaller than a normal loan. Typically, they can beat market rate on interest. And again, they're in a gap position. They want to see a bank on board, but they can get interest rates in 1-2%. You know, pretty attractive financing on that one. So know that that's available. There's other programs and incentives that they have too. If financing for your project is not paramount, you think you can get the financing, they've got programs that basically pay for performance or will reward you for creating jobs. You meet with them. The big kicker is you have to talk to them and seal the deal before you buy the equipment, before you commit to build, whatever the situation is. But they've got some great programs, and Lisa Hughes is our rep here in Southwest Minnesota for our entire region, all of Renville County. Happy to get you connected and talk about the project and go into more details, but yeah, great programs there. On the right column, the next thing up is Renville Sibley Co-op Power Association. And then right below that is the REED Fund, the Rural Electric Economic Development Fund. They are very similar. The REED Fund is actually a co-op of co-ops, is probably a good way of describing that. One of their members is Renville Sibley Co-op Power. Deanne Newville is the president CEO of that, based in Danube. They can lend. REED Fund, as a co-op of co-ops, has a bit bigger pool. So if that project is $100,000, great. We can probably cover that at the county. If that's $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, we've got a big gap, the REED Fund can step in and take over. I know Linda has recently retired, so Deanne would be the contact over at Renville Sibley Co-op. Again, we update this from time to time, so we'll be making updates there as well. Also, if you are in the extreme northern part of Renville County, a portion of our county is covered by Candio High Power Co-op. I believe they're based out of Spicer. These days, they used to be the big sledding hill in Wilmer when I was a kid. I always wanted to go sledding there when we were in Wilmer, and Mom's like, no. Okay. So sorry you had to hear that. But know that they are available as well. And if you are on the east side, you may be covered by McLeod Cooperative Power. Typically, co-ops will finance inside their trade area. Some may go slightly outside of it. So give them a call or give me a call. I'm happy to help you work that project. But know that folks are fairly good to work with on that one. So sliding down, any questions on page 1 I should ask? I used to have a boss who used to say silence is affirmation, so we'll just call that good enough. If you got questions, feel free to hit the chat box or just go ahead and speak up. Also, Meeker Cooperative Light and Power. They cover a little piece of Renville County in the extreme northeast portion of the county. Again, similar type programs and access to additional capital. Also want to visit about Great River Energy. And again, Great River Energy is very similar to the REED Fund. They're basically a co-op of co-ops. They have an economic development program. Aaron Sparks is our local rep, and they serve territories covered by Candio High, McLeod, and Meeker Co-op Power Associations. So if you're in that part of the world, we'll definitely give Aaron a call and get her in on that conversation. So the next few things I want to chat a little bit about. Hello, welcome. Lunches are over there. Help yourself, and we got handouts on the tables too. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is SBA loans, Small Business Administration. I think I saw Mike Jackson on the online here a little bit ago. Can't see. Scrolling through the list, but yeah. So there's a variety of different programs, local lenders that do SBA programs. Many banks do SBA, many banks do not do in-house SBA programs. If your bank or credit union does not do an in-house SBA program, SBA loans, there are nonprofits available in this part of the world who can step in and do an SBA partnering with your bank and credit union. They're not out to compete, they're out to make the deal happen, same kind of deal. So there is Spedco and Minnesota Business Finance Corp. I know Spedco just changed their name like a month or two ago. Oh, hey, Don, Mike, I just saw that pop up. Hey, good to see that you're here. So we'll talk a little bit more about SBA here in a minute. Maybe I'll defer over to you on that here in just a few minutes. Mike can chat about that. But Spedco is now called Amplio. Same familiar face with Scott Hessian, but just a new name on that. Also, Minnesota Business Finance Corp. They're based out of St. Cloud. Nadine Cruz is one of the contacts there. We're also covered by Prairie Land. I know several of the banks in the area use that. I just learned a little bit more about that. So as we update, we'll be including Prairie Land on that, and that'll be updated on our website, again, renville.com. So we'll chat a little bit more when we get to the SBA portion, a little bit more in detail on what they can do. Mike said he'd be happy to help fill in the gaps on some of that. On the right-hand column, First Children's Finance. We know that childcares are notoriously hard to finance, both in-home childcare providers and childcare centers, as I smile and wink to some of our attendees here live in person. So know that there are programs available to help with childcare. Again, some of our local folks, your city, the county, the Regional Development Commission, the Southwest Initiative Foundation, love childcare, are happy to help. But we've got a great resource in First Children's Finance. Some of you may be involved in the RCCIP program here in Renville County, the Rural Child Care Innovation Program, or something close to that, sorry. But they have not only loans and from time to time grants, they also have the technical assistance. They've helped numerous child cares in home and centers get going, keep going, take it from this level to this level. Know that they're out there. I got an email, was it yesterday, that they received some funding from the state of Minnesota to help with loans and grants. So if you are at all interested in the child care business, these are the folks. They'll help you get the business plans, the financial projections put together, put together a financing package, whether it's through them, your local bank, gap lenders like us. We're more than happy to get you connected on that program as well.
To the central processors.
And Gary and Miriam Susan.
Okay.
So we had a question from the folks that are live here about helping find a provider themselves. Probably not so much helping find a provider. If you find a provider, they can, the child care industry is not for everybody. It takes a special person to do that kind of work. If you can find someone who's interested, we First Children's Finance, the county, et cetera, can help get the resources there to help. You know child care, but you don't know accounting and doing payroll, and we can get you connected to that kind of help. But trying to find somebody to bring them in, they just don't have the local connections.
Everybody on Allison's email back, and I said it doesn't look like this was ever sent out to central processing for a request.
Yep.
Whereas, it'd be nice.
Yep.
Yesterday morning, and
I would maybe chat with them. I don't know the fine prints, but yep. And I can get you some other contacts. Jim Dickinson is more their finance person, but some of that technical side. Jessica Byers, her name, and remind me afterwards. We'll get you a phone number on that one. So. Another thing I want to mention is Women Venture for female entrepreneurs. They're based out of the Twin Cities, but again, most of these programs can go online, go over the telephone, they'll get you connected. It's not only mentorship, but the connections, and from time to time, they do have some resources available to assist. So there's more info, and again, feel free to check out their websites on this stuff and see what they can do for you. U.S. commercial service. So if you've got a business that's kind of focused on exporting, that's kind of where they come into play. If you want to export your goods and service, A, they can help you find customers. B, they can verify that they are legit, not some scam. They'll go out and they've got representatives all around the world that can help you do your due diligence working on that. So David, great guy, based out of the Twin Cities, again, online, in person, whatever it might be. USDA Rural Development. They are based for Renville County. They're based in Wilmer. Kevin Friesen is the local rep. One of the worst kept secrets is we've got somebody on with their microphone not muted talking. If it's possible for you all to mute your lines, that would be great when you're not talking. I'm not sure. Stephanie muted him. Thank you. So, okay. So USDA Rural Development, world's worst kept secret. They lend to businesses. You always see you pull into town and the city got a new wastewater treatment plant financed by USDA Rural Development, or Renville County HRA got a grant to do small business loans, which we did. Thank you, Kevin, from USDA Rural Development. World's worst kept secret. USDA acts very similar to the SBA in doing guarantees and doing business loans. Honest to goodness, a kid who I was confirmation sponsor to when I was in college, I worked with him at a radio station. He bought that radio station using USDA dollars. Anywhere that's considered rural, and if Renville County is not considered rural, well, then game over. But know that they are available to help. Kevin's a great resource, and again, based out of their Wilmer office. The next thing is the U.S. Export-Import Bank. It's, banks in the name. Guess what? They're not really a bank. If your business is doing exporting, it's more of a loan guarantee and or insurance agency. So if you're going to be exporting your widgets to Kuwait, your banker, your lender's going to be pretty nervous about their collateral getting on a ship and going overseas. They can help guarantee those loans to help make that happen. And Dennis Griffin, again, based out of the Twin Cities, an absolute great resource to chat with on that. I know most of these folks personally. If you ever want to talk to somebody, just let me know. And I'm happy to do a one-to-one introduction, email introduction, or telephone, and get you folks talking. So know that that's available on there. Another great gap provider, Community Reinvestment Fund USA, Jennifer Erickson. Worked with Jennifer over the years on a number of projects in different locations. Gap financing at its absolute best, wonderful to work with. The last thing I want to mention about is the PACE program. PACE stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy, and that for Renville County is handled out of the Southwest Regional Development Commission down in Slayton. Robin Weiss, who I know well, is a great contact here. So we'll talk a bit about PACE. PACE is more designed for building rehab, either for apartments or for you've got a building and you need to do energy efficiency improvements, or you're going to buy one and need to do energy efficiency improvements, HVAC, insulation, shingles, LED lights, etc. Short answer how this works, they come through, they do an energy audit and say, this building's energy bill is $5,000 a month for easy math. Then they'll say, if you do this, 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 and this, you put in a heat pump, you do insulation, you do windows, whatever, your energy bill will be $2,000 a month. The difference is that $3,000. Rather than do a loan that you have to pay back every month, what they do is they will, and Renville County has been a leader in this, our county commissioners, they'll let you assess it to the property taxes. So your loan payment will maybe be the equivalent of $1,000 a month, and you're saving $3,000. A, you've got energy efficiency improvements, and B, you save $2,000 a month. Results will vary based on your situation, but that's the concept behind it. So chat with Robin down there. She's happy to chat with you and see if that would be a good fit for your organization. But a great way of financing energy efficiency improvements, which will save you bucks down the road. So we do have on our list here the financial institutions that are in Renville County next on the list. We know some folks bank across county lines. If you're in, if you're in a different part of the county or near the county line, great. We work with all bankers. It does not matter which one. You pick the bank that works best for you. Every bank has a slightly different focus. Some will specialize in agriculture. Some are more business type banks. If you've got a relationship, we always say, start with the bank where you bank now. Well, I don't have a business. I'm starting a business. I don't have a business relationship. Well, where do you have your checking account, savings account, that kind of stuff? Start there. They know you, obviously. And they'll can pull your records and see what kind of a credit history you have. If it's a good fit. So we say start there. And again, if you're looking for banks, let us know. We're happy to make referrals. We never refer you to just one. We'll give you 2 or 3 names, phone numbers, and again, happy to do introductions. We know bankers at each and every one of these. Franzen Bank and Trust in Bird Island, Sen Bank in Buffalo Lake, Midwest. We know Al over in Danube. Fairfax, we know Ron. He's the president at First National in Fairfax. Our good buddy Harlan down in Fairfax as well at Franzen Bank. Scott Nissen, he is actually on our loan committee. He's the president of the Franklin State Bank. Wrong button there. Sorry. In Franklin, Mr. Nosbush over at Franzen Bank and Trust. Morton, they're a satellite office of the Redwood Falls office of Midwest. F&M Bank, again, will be making updates. They are now FM Bank, but Mr. Eric Peterson is their president and know him well. Jeremy Frank at Hometown Bank in Olivia, the Dawson Co-op Credit Union, Mr. Kronlocken over there. First Security Bank over by the Ball Diamond, right on Highway 212 in Renville. Also Sacred Heart, we know Franz over at Citizens Alliance Bank here in the big town of Sacred Heart. Somebody's calling me. Shreveport, Louisiana. Anybody know anybody from Shreveport? guess what? My car warranty is set to expire. They'd like to sell me one. So, so that's kind of the nuts and bolts on the financing side of things. I want to talk about a few other tools that are available. The first being opportunity zones. Opportunity zones were set up about 2.5, 3 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark, by Congress, and they are for specific geographic areas that were approved. Renville County has an opportunity zone. It covers the entire city of Olivia and Danube with some township land in between. Why that was selected, I can't tell you, but that was done before I was here. So know that that's available. Short answer is, if you are looking at building either apartment buildings for a long-term hold, there are some great tax benefits, or if you're looking at building some real estate for commercial or industrial for a long-term hold, there are some benefits. I'm not going to get in all the fine points, but if that's something you're interested in, give me a call. Happy to chat with you and get you connected to the pros on that to talk about that as well. Below that is equity investors. We keep trying to do our best to keep a database of equity investors that may be able to assist you with your project. We're working with one business in the county right now, got them connected to a group out of the Twin Cities. Last I heard here a week or two ago that they were negotiating the final terms of the deal. So know that we can, it's a little different than Shark Tank, what you see on Channel 5, but know that there's some programs and resources out there for that. Another thing I want to chat about is foreign trade zones. These are set up for businesses that can benefit, typically ones that import, do some work on it, and then export their product. You can set up a foreign trade zone. There are some fees and expenses in doing this, but John Schaffner down at the Schaffinator, a friend of mine, we're happy to get you connected. See if the juice is worth the squeeze, as they say in the kids these days. Know that there's expenses, but you may be saving considerable amount of money on duties and tariffs and that kind of stuff. One other thing I want to mention is railroads. Renville County is blessed beyond belief in having a railroad run through each and every one of our 10 towns. I know many parts of the state would give their left arm for that type of resource. And guess what? Our railroads, they're all run by the Twin Cities and Western. They have the line on the north side of the county, on the south side of the county through Fairfax, Franklin and Morton. That is owned by the Rail Authority, but managed by the Twin Cities and Western, the Minnesota Prairie Line. So know that they are very eager, very aggressive. If you need rail access, if you're moving products in or out, know that that is an absolute great tool. Robin, I believe, has retired, but they've got a new contact. Again, we'll be updating this directory here shortly, but know that we'll get you connected and talking to those folks on that. Any questions before we move on? There's a second thing in the box. Oh, lots of background noise. Gotcha. We got that corrected. Good deal. I was mistaken, Mike. We should have had you chat a little bit back there about SBA programs. Do you got a minute? Would you want to just mention a few things about the U.S. Small Business Administration? And I should mention, Mike is with the U.S. SBA out of their Twin Cities office. Great resource we've worked with over the years. Anything you want to chat about, Mike? If he's still there. Okay, he may have popped off. Okay, sorry about that. Let's talk a little bit now about technical assistance. All this financing things are great in theory, but how do we put this together? How do we make this turkey fly on this deal? So the first thing I want to mention is the Small Business Development Center, SBDC. Oh, Don's Mike says I can't seem to unmute myself. Can you unmute him, Stephanie? We're working on it, Mr. Jackson. We're working on it. Are you, otherwise, Mike, we might have you hop off and hop back on, see if that solves the problem.
Thank you.
No, I don't think so. Please stand by. We're having technical difficulties. All right. Jumping off and coming back on. Okay, thanks, Mike. While he's doing that, I want to talk a bit about the Small Business Development Center. They are, again, one of the best kept secrets for helping businesses. They are funded in part by the U.S. Small Business Administration, and I believe the state of Minnesota puts in some funding as well. They cover the entire state of Minnesota. In Renville County, our regional office is Southwest Minnesota State University down in Marshall. But in reality, counselors basically work out of their homes, and they're all across the area. We have Ruth Ann Carty, who actually lives just west of Renville County, and we have Bernie Berger, who is just east of Renville County. Both ladies, absolutely awesome. I've done numerous projects. Honestly, ask for either one by name, you will not be disappointed. They are absolutely great. Short answer is they can help you get your plan out of your head onto paper and into banker talk and get it financed. The Small Business Development Center was just through Renville County. There was an article in the Wilmer paper, was it yesterday I saw it, today? One of the two, where they were talking about all the businesses that they've helped now that COVID's kind of hopefully on the decline. They were out and did some pictures. In Renville, they were working with help with the business transition for Main Street Bar and Grill. Nosbush Automotive in Olivia, also golf carts, ST Sports in Olivia with their golf carts, and Olivia Floral helped that put together the financing package. Could not ask for easier to work with people. Very knowledgeable. They know how to put everything together. They know what the bankers are looking for. Best part, all their services 100% free of charge. Business plans, financial projections, etc. Absolutely awesome. That's step one. Step two. Oh, Mike, you're on. Let's defer over to Mike. Mike Jackson with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Mike, thanks for joining us. There he is. Looks like you froze there a second. You there, Mike?
How about now?
Oh, we hear you now. Go for it, Mike.
All right, sorry about that. There was a little technology issue on my side, but I was able to get that fixed. So thanks, Jordan. I appreciate you giving me the time to talk about this. Some of the things that we want to talk about, and this is in regards to the current economic stimulus package that's out there in our 7A and 7A Express loan programs. There's some great benefits to that right now for small business owners, as currently until September 30th, the guaranteed percentage fee to the lender is 90%. So that helps alleviate a lot of risk to both the lenders and the borrowers, because if you're looking to borrow, let's just say $1 million to our Express program, and you don't have enough collateral or character or capacity, one of the 5 C's that causes a kind of a risk for the lender and they deny you, the SBA guarantee becomes the primary collateral, because that guarantee is at 90%. And then any collateral that you have after that is going to be secondary. So this is a great opportunity for those individuals who are either currently looking to start a business or in business and looking to expand, to use these loans as a line of credit. You can use it to expand your business, to be able to buy your product that you need to make your product, even do payroll and utilities. So there's a lot of different things that you can use with it. You do have to work with the lender, because some lenders may have some stipulations on what you can use their loan proceeds for. Because again, it's not a loan from the federal government, it's a loan guarantee. Now, of course, I'm sure many of you have heard over the last 16 months some of the other disaster programs that the SBA has been doing. Currently, the only one that we have in place is our economic injury disaster loan for COVID-19. That is a maximum amount of $500,000 that you are eligible to get if the loan officer determines. And that is a low interest loan directly from the federal government at 3.75% for for-profit businesses, and for nonprofits at 2.75%. If you guys have any questions or concerns down the road, you can always reach out to me. I'll put my contact information into the message there, so you can reach out to me. My hope is to be able to get you guys pointed in the right direction, use the resources that are available so that your businesses are successful and sustainable. Thank you, Jordan.
Awesome. Say, Mike, before you leave, refinance, interest rates maybe not quite as low as they were all-time record lows, but they're still pretty doggone good. What is SBA looking at doing some refi if folks want to look at doing something like that?
If somebody wants to refinance, they can work with the lender that is certainly they can do that. They just need to, again, make sure that their business plan is up to date and strong and, able to have the lender understand what your business is. Your financials and your financial projections are up to date, because that's, again, what they're going to look at to see what the return on the investment is and what the risk is. And if they don't see a risk and there is a return on investment, or if they want to be a partner and use the 7A or the 7A Express, you can do that. If you have a current 7A or 7A Express loan program, you can work with the lender to refinance that down to a little better rate. But again, they're going to take into consideration your 5 C's of credit. So if your credit score has increased over the last couple of years or the last year or something like that, that's going to be a benefit to you.
Awesome. Thank you. And Mike said he's putting his contact info in the box, chat box. So if you're interested, and for those of you who aren't seeing the chat box who are here, let me know and I'll get you connected with Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike. All right. We're going to see if Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bear, if he can figure out how to share a screen again. Hey, how about them apples? There we go. Technical assistance, again, Small Business Development Center. We chat a little bit about what they can do for entrepreneurs wanting to start a business. Let's talk now about what they can do for people that are already in business. How do you bring it to the next level? Even if things, maybe things aren't going so great, how do we get out of that spin? How do we take it if things are going good? How do we make them go great? So the folks at the SBDC across the state of Minnesota, it's a network. If you are looking for some specialized help that they don't happen to have here in Southwest Minnesota, again, in today's world of cell phones and computers, they can get you connected. There are literally PEs, engineers, licensed engineers on their staff who can come in and help you look at the situation. There are marketing experts that are helpful to help you put together a wonderful marketing plan. Social media strategists, websites, e-commerce, you name it, they can help you with it. And the best part, again, it is 100% free of charge. Their contact info, that 507 number, is at the regional office down at Southwest Minnesota State in Marshall. And from there, they can, sorry, somebody's calling me. I'm just going to decline that phone call. Yeah, so from there, they can get you connected to your local counselor. The next thing is Legal Corps. I know there are, I believe, staff who work at attorneys' offices. Every lawyer, from the way I understand it, is supposed to donate so many hours per year pro bono on the house. This is a centralized clearinghouse. They're not attorneys themselves. They work with volunteer lawyers, and generally it's in a more specific, specified, very finely tuned thing like exporting, or perhaps it is on patents and intellectual property, just something that's you have to be very, very focused on. And not saying that they don't work with startup businesses as well, but it's free or very, very reduced cost, one-on-one. And again, in today's world, you can be talking with the experts over Skype or Zoom or you name it, that kind of stuff. But they're a great resource as well. The next thing on there is AURI, Agricultural Utilization Research Institute. They are based off the campus of Southwest State. And they do anything dealing with ag. They do anything dealing with food products. So if you've got grandma salsa recipe and you decide, hey, I want to make this a business, they can take that. They've got the connections, the laboratory. They can analyze it. So much sodium, so many calories, so many carbs, blah, blah, blah. Little food labels you have to have on. They can do that. You need connections. While I know a little bit about ag growing up in Southwest Minnesota, these guys are the pros. They can get you connected to people I've never heard of. So just kind of a one-stop shop. Nan Larson, wonderful connections there. The next thing I want to talk about is some of our local colleges, Ridgewater and Minnesota West. Ridgewater's got campuses in Wilmer and Hutch, Minnesota West in Granite Falls. Both have some great customized training, continuing education programs. Whatever you need for your businesses, they can help. If you're a restaurant, the Safe Serve, some of those kind of programs, great. You need CPR training. You're a high-tech business and you need some high-tech welding training for your business. And the nice part is these folks are connected. They know what kind of grants are out there from state and federal agencies. They can do this as low cost as possible. And depending on what the program is, they may not even have to have your employees come to your campus or leave your campus, go to their campus. for this. You know, if it can be done online, they're going to try to do it online. Yes, ma'am. I don't. Somebody asked about some training for Excel and some other stuff. Give me a shout afterwards, and I'll try to dig something up, and we'll see what we come up with on that one. But no, yeah, from Microsoft Office up to, you know, high-tech stuff that I don't even understand, we'll do it. Some might be free, some might be very low cost. I would just reach out to them and see what they have at the particular moment. The one thing I will mention too on programs like this, that chat with them. They may not have a free program today, but you know, in today's world, something might come out in 3 months. Hey, oh, I know you're interested in XYZ. Boom, they'll reach out to you, and they want to see it happen too. So some great resources. Anybody in the hospitality, tourism type businesses, Explore Minnesota Tourism is absolutely awesome. Restaurants, bars, hotels, golf courses, whatever you are, from time to time, they have grants and other resources available. You know, you want to buy a billboard, they can perhaps cover, you know, meet you halfway or something along those lines. So if you are in anything in the tourism, hospitality related businesses, and don't have a relationship with Explore Minnesota, definitely check that out. Women Venture, mentioned them a little bit before on the financing side of life, but Women Venture has some great programs for mentorship, one-on-one, getting you connected to other female entrepreneurs who have been in your shoes, know what you're facing, and figure out a way to get you from point A to point B. So some great programs on that. Minnesota Trade Office, if you are a business that are thinking about exporting, that would, or currently are exporting, definitely chat with these folks. They have connections all over the world. They have representatives all over the world. They too have grants from time to time to go to trade shows, to get training, to get certifications. Definitely chat with them. Again, what they have today may be different than what they have a few months down the road. So know what you're looking for, and as things pop up, it's a great resource. Workforce, kind of one of the big things pretty much everybody is facing is trying to find good employees and get them trained and retain them. Central Minnesota Jobs and Training Services is our local career force workforce center. Bridget Paulson is our rep. Know that they are ready, willing, and able to help. Also want to mention, we are partnering not only with them, but also, I believe, the city of Renville and the state of Minnesota's Department of Employment and Economic Development, DEED. They are doing a hiring event coming up on Tuesday, August 10th in the afternoon, and that will be at the community center in Renville. We are going to be enlisting businesses. Tables, I believe, for any Renville County business that has a brick and mortar location here are free. And knowing that space will be limited, we're going to do what we're calling a community table. So if you can't get space or you don't have time to run over or staff time to handle it, put your info on it. Stephanie, myself, somebody from the county will be there, and we're happy to staff it. Oh, you're interested? Oh, XYZ business is looking for staff. Here's an application form and their business card or whatever it is. So know that that's coming up. I should mention too, many of you I see on the list are on our email distribution list. If you are not, please email us and we will add you when there are things like this going on, or different grants or loans or different resources. We blast it out and we'll let you know. So grab a pen, I'll give you my email address. It is simply EDA, short for Economic Development Authority, at renvillecountymn.com, or just go to renville.com and you'll find our website and you can just email us off there. Our address is listed on that. But know that CMJTS, again, has grants available. They partner with the colleges from time to time, depending on what you're looking for customized training. They can help you find employees. Their services are free of charge. They also have access to minnesotaworks.net, which is the free job bank that they can help you get your your jobs listed. So talk to Bridget, wealth of information over at the CMJTS. State of Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development. Again, Lisa Hughes is our rep for all of Southwest Minnesota, including Renville County. Great programs there. If you are doing anything manufacturing, if you're doing anything agriculture, Lisa's the state's kind of expert on aid for business. Give Lisa a shout. Give me a call and I can get you connected. But Lisa is great, knows everybody, knows everything. You need connections, you need to bounce ideas off. Just give Lisa a call. She's great. Also want to mention for veterans, we thank our veterans. Renville County has a veteran service officer. His name is Lee Stock. His office is at the Government Service Center in Olivia. Some great programs for veterans. Chat with Lee on your projects if you're a veteran. Also Bunker Labs, designed for veterans, again, based out of the Twin Cities, but again, in today's world, online, over the phone. More of a mentoring, networking, one-on-one relationship thing down in the Twin Cities. Again, website there, check it out, but to make those connections. U.S. Commercial Service, already chatted a little bit about different programs and resources for exporting on that. DOLI, the state of Minnesota's Department of Labor and Industry. Dan Solomon is the local rep, great guy to work with. They too, from time to time, have grants to help you find and not only find employees, but train them through the Department of Labor and Industry. Definitely give him a shout or check out the website. Most of these programs have email distribution lists. This program's happening, that event's going on. Sign up. Worst you can do is delete it if you're not interested, but learn about those kind of things. The last thing on the list here is one of the world's best kept secrets. It's called SCORE. SCORE was previously Service Corps of Retired Executives. Short answer is on this, that these programs are basically retired business people or people with time to donate. It's a free service. It's mentorship. It's one-on-one. So say you're in a business that isn't very common around here. You know, say you own bowling alleys or a radio station or something, you know, you just don't see a lot of. They will connect you with a mentor. And if that industry is so specific that they don't even have one in Minnesota, it's a nationwide network. Maybe they'll find somebody for you in Atlanta. Maybe they'll find somebody for you in California. It doesn't matter. Again, in today's world of online, but they'll get you connected one-on-one. You know, okay, I own a bowling alley and I'm having trouble marketing or whatever the thing is. Chances are, you know, they'll connect you with somebody who's owned a bowling alley. They'll help you over the hurdles. Here's, you know, they'll say, hey, I encountered the same problem. Here's how I got around it. Learn from somebody who's been there, real world experience. Again, free or very, very, very low cost. But they're all across the country. Our closest chapter is out of St. Cloud. They also have some chapters in the city. Matters not to me which one you connect with. But again, if they don't have somebody local, they will get you connected as well. Also want to mention our local units of government, Renville County and all of our cities, Bird Island, Buffalo Lake, Danube, Fairfax, Franklin, Hector, Morton, Olivia, City of Renville, and Sacred Heart. Know that those folks, many of them have different programs available to assist. Some have small business loan programs where they can do gap financing as well. Some cities would be interested, you know, if you're looking at doing a project and to build a new building, tax increment financing or tax abatement. Know that those things are out there. The county would play ball with those as well, and you can start with that in our office. But I'd love to chat with you, chat a little bit about that, see what we can do to assist. Also in our directory, we have a list of our elected officials, our county commissioners, our state reps and senators for the county, as well as our congressional delegation out in the big town of Washington, D.C. Again, we will be updating this directory from time to time on this. So please know that those kind of resources are out there as well. One other thing, I know we're getting close to the end, but I want to talk about some grants for businesses. Know that there are grants out there, and again, what you see today, you will probably find something different tomorrow and vice versa. But know that there are grants. If there is something specific you're looking for, let me know. I hear all kinds of stuff from time to time, or have a network of other economic development friends, and I'll zip them an email. Hey, I got a business that's in X industry looking for whatever. Oh, hey, have you talked to so-and-so? Ding, we made a connection, that kind of stuff. But some of the more basic ones, Renville County HRA EDA has our Business Innovation Grant. The grant application deadline, this is done quarterly. It is a competitive grant. The deadline for this next one is October 1st, the first day of each fiscal quarter. So know that that is coming up. Renville County HRA EDA does not have an unlimited or expansive pot of money, but know that we do have funds available. Our maximum grant is $3,000, and grants are done on a one-to-one basis. If you've got a $2,000 project, the biggest grant we can do is $1,000. If you have a $10,000 project, the biggest grant is $3,000. Typically, we like to see this for projects that are going to expand or increase capacity in Renville County rather than just repairing or replacing a piece of worn out equipment. We'd like to see things grow a bit. So that's the focus on that. And that info, our application form, additional details is on our website, which is www.renville.com on that one. So know that there are grants available there. And then I will also mention, depends on what type of industry you're in, there are grants. If you are in the healthcare industry, Minnesota Department of Health may have some grants. I encourage you to log on to their website. Same for, if you're in the energy thing, Department of Energy may have some grants. Just to log in, many of these things have email distribution lists letting folks know that things are happening. Please feel free to check that out. But again, if you are not on our email distribution list, zip me an email and I will get you added to that list. So as announcements, things that we find out, we will send them out to you. And some grants are strictly for nonprofits. Guess what? I'll just blast that out to the nonprofits. If you're in the food service industry, like the restaurant revitalization program that came out from the SBA or through the state of Minnesota, I'll just send that to the food service industries. Hopefully I'm not blasting. If you've got a junkyard, you probably don't want to hear about the food service grants or that kind of stuff. So we'll try to be targeted as best we can on that. But yeah, chat with me. Love to find out more about what you got cooking and see what we can do to help. In that same regards, business going well, great. Business not going well, okay. Both of you, call me. Tell me what you got going on, where you want to take things. I'll keep my eyes open. I've got a good database and directory of resources. Let's chat and brainstorm, regardless how business is going. Good, okay, not so good, doesn't matter. Let's visit. I know there's some businesses here in the room that I've chatted with and done a lot of one-on-one with over, recently. I'm happy to do it. Testimonial, things go pretty well. Am I hard to deal with? He says no, so take it from him, okay? So that, my friends, is the Reader's Digest condensed version of what we were chatting about today. Again, always happy to chat. The directory is updated from time to time. I stand for any questions, comments, or concerns. Bueller? Okay. Well, on behalf of Renville County and Renville County HRA EDA, our bosses over at the Government Service Center in Olivia, thank you so much for doing your business in Renville County and working with our local businesses. If there is ever anything we can do to help, let us know. But we want to thank you for all you do for Renville County. Wish you a great day. Hopefully we get more rain because the crops need it. And we will see you next month at our Lunch and Learn. Bye, everybody.